Hi, Jeremy Crow here. In this video, I'm going to drop a little bit of a different type of esoteric knowledge on you. What I'm going to teach you in this video is actually how to master Twitter and Instagram. What I mean by that is I'm going to give you the keys, the technique that if you get good at this, you're going to be able to build your following like you never imagined. And with genuine accounts that are run by people that are actually interested in what you're posting about. So that's the key. You don't want, who cares if you have 1 million followers that aren't interested in what you're doing, right? To build your account with genuine followers. Now, if you like this type of video and you like the other videos that I do on occultism, definitely click the subscribe button below, hit that bell so you'll get notified when a new one comes in. And, click like if you care to, it'll help get this video a bit more visibility. So now, here's the technique. I'm going to give you a very specific example, and then you can apply it to your own situation. So, step 1, you make a post. I'm going to use Twitter as the example, but as I said, you can do the same exact thing with Instagram. So you're going to make a tweet, write a tweet. So let's just say I'm going to make a tweet that says, hey everybody, Michael W. Ford just came out with a new book on demons. Check it out. And this is where you can buy it, and then have a link or something like that. And then step 2 is now I'm going to find a bunch of people that I think are going to be interested in what I just tweeted. I want people that are going to be interested in my account in general, but I'm going to focus specifically on that most recent tweet. So I'm going to try and, in this example, I'm going to try and find people who are interested in demons, occult books, and also people that are interested in Michael W. Ford, who know who he is and enjoy his material. So one of the ways you can do this is find people who are using certain hashtags. Like I could look up to see who's tweeting with hashtag occult books or something like that. But even easier, in this example at least, would be to go to Michael W. Ford's Twitter account and then look at who's following him, and then find active accounts that are following his account. Because if they're following Michael Ford's account, then there's a good chance that they'll be interested in what I'm tweeting about, and especially about that most recent tweet about letting people know that Michael Ford just came out with a new book, right? So then what you do is, once you have that list of people or accounts, active accounts that you think are highly likely to be interested in your stuff, and now this is a power move. This is a power move here. Find a tweet that they've made. Try not to be the most recent tweet that they made, but if it's a really good one, then definitely ignore what I just said. But what I like to do is go back a couple tweets at least, or even to the second tweet, and I'll see if there's a tweet back a little bit that I really like, I'll click that. And that kind of shows that you've read their timeline. It shows you've invested a little bit of time in them, and that you've liked one of their tweets that they made in the past. Then, if you really like it, retweet it on your own account too. And then follow that same person that you just liked their tweet. So, to recap, you're going to make a tweet. You're going to find active accounts that are likely to be interested in what you normally tweet about, especially that most recent one. And you're going to like one of their tweets, and then you're going to follow them. Now, what's going to happen at this point is that's going to generate a couple notifications in their notification bar on Twitter saying, hey, somebody liked and or retweeted your tweet, and that same person followed you. Now, a certain percentage of people are just going to click follow back automatically. They're going to be like, oh, cool, that person's interested in what I'm doing. Oh, let's see who. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Click like or follow back. Some people won't even look at your name. They'll just be like, oh, cool. Click follow. And now your tweets are going to show up in their feed. Another certain percentage of people will notice those and will click on your bio and check you out before deciding whether or not they want to follow you. A certain percentage of those people will follow you. And if you pick the right people, hopefully it'll be a high percentage because these are people that are likely to be interested in what you're into. And they'll be wanting to reciprocate as well. They'll feel like, oh, I've that person has given me something, a follower, right? They've followed me. I'm going to follow them back to thank them in a sense, right? So they have there's that feeling of reciprocity, that feeling that they get, that there's a little bit of an urge to go ahead and follow that person back. But certain percentage of people are going to check your stuff out and then decide whether they're going to follow you or not. Some of them will. Some of them be like, I'm not really that into it, which is okay because you don't really want people. You don't care if people follow you or not if they don't care what you're interested in. You only care about the people who are following you that are actually interested in what you're tweeting about. Now, of course, there are going to be people that you're going to follow that aren't going to ever follow you back, and that's fine. Like celebrities or somebody that you actually really enjoy their tweets. It doesn't really matter if they follow you back. So don't worry about that. If you have, an account that you really enjoy, just keep following it. That's fine. Even if they don't follow you back. That's part of how Twitter works, is that you follow people that you enjoy their tweets. Now, when you're specifically trying to build up your account, however, and you're following people that you don't know or whatever, there's a thing here that you need to be aware of. There's a limit on the number of people that you can follow on Twitter. A lot of people didn't know this, but it's based off of how many people are following you. So, for example, if you have less than 5,000 people, you will not be able to follow 5,500 people. That's like the upper limit until you get more than 5,000 people. So, So every time you follow somebody, you're using up a limited resource of yours. That's your ability to follow people. So what you're going to do is you're going to do that. You're going to pick a list, maybe 30, maybe 100 people that you followed that day. Keep track. 2 weeks later, take a look and see how many of those people are not following you back. So if somebody hasn't followed you back after 2 weeks, they're probably not going to. That's just the reality of it. They've either not noticed your notifications, or they noticed and they didn't care. Or they noticed it and they looked at your account and they decided not to follow it. Either way, these are people that you don't really want to waste your limited resource of followings. I'm not sure the word. Your ability to follow people, right? You don't want to waste that on people that aren't mutually following you back, unless they have exceptional tweets that you really enjoy. So these people that aren't mutually supporting you back, unfollow them after about 2 weeks when it's pretty clear that they're not going to follow you back. And then do this consistently. Every single day, you create a new list of, say, 100 people that you've followed. 2 weeks later, you go back and check how many of those people are not following me back. Unfollow them. That frees up space so you can do more. You can do it again. Constantly building your account like that. There's nothing wrong with that, because the thing is, these people that aren't following you back, how much do they really care, right? How much do they really care if you unfollow them after 2 weeks? if they're not even aware of who you are, right? I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. And there's nothing scammy about this. I think that this is a genuine way to find mutual connections on Twitter and Instagram. And a lot of people are doing this. Now, if you get really good at this, you can build up your accounts like crazy. Now, I saw a thing that said that this was from a few years ago, so it might be different now, but if you have 1,000 followers or more on your Twitter account, you're in the top 3% of all Twitter accounts. That 97% of all Twitter accounts do not have at least 1,000 followers. They have less than 1,000 followers. So that's a pretty low bar to hit. You can hit that in 3 months easy on a brand new account, starting from scratch with no cred, nothing whatsoever. Brand new account. You can build it up using the method that I've taught you just in this video to 1,000 within 3 months. Easy. For sure, you can, if you're good at what I just described, if you master that technique, you can easily build an account in the top 3% of all Twitter in just a few months. So that's quite powerful. Essentially, this teaches you how to master Twitter and Instagram, as I said. Now, you can do this for your own accounts, but another interesting opportunity is that once you get good at this, you can do this for clients. Become a social media manager. And then you can charge a monthly fee to build people's Twitter accounts up with genuine followers. And yeah. So now you might be thinking, well, this sounds like a lot of work. Well, to me, I spend roughly about half an hour or so per day on an account. Specifically spending time on building the account up. Now, just think about how the last time you spent, 3 hours grinding on a video game to build up the stats on a character, that you aren't going to be making money from. You're not going to be using to influence, become a thought leader, any of that. It's just for fun, right? And there's no real world benefit to it. You're not gaining influence or anything like that. But why not instead grind on your Twitter account to build up the stats on your Twitter or your Instagram and build that up where you're actually developing a community of like-minded individuals that you can learn from, that can, that you can teach things to, you can be mutually beneficial with, instead of, spending 3 hours on a video game grinding your character's stats. When's the last time you spent 45 minutes just mindlessly scrolling through your Facebook feed, and at the end feeling like angry and disappointed and frustrated at the end of it because of all the crap you just consumed, all of the political bullshit, all of the celebrity gossip, or the latest person, the famous person who died that now everybody's suddenly tweeting or posting about on Facebook, and how they're so devastated, although they've never mentioned them ever. Just think about this as a business. Even you can, once you get good at this, you can charge people. Am I repeating myself? I think I am. So if you like this video and you want to hear more of this type of thing, I'm going to do some more videos on entrepreneurship. I also do videos on occult topics. Click that like button to help get my video a bit more exposure, and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can see all the new videos that I come out with, at least one a week, usually 2, maybe 3 a week I do. And yeah, what do you think? Have you used this technique? Are you going to use this technique? How are you having problems with it? You know, leave a comment. Thanks.